City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. Make sure you're smashing the shit out of that like button. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm, sharing the show. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the conversation here each and every single day here on Mike Drop Sports. Thank you all again for joining us. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later. We're going to dive in here, and I'm going to try and attempt to answer a burning question in my mind. A question that has been overlooked, I believe, truly in the media. A question that I think needs answered, and a question that I think is a freaking massive one. And that is why. Why is there so much trouble with Mike Tomlin and these wide receivers? How many examples do we need to see before we recognize a pattern and a problem? There is something going on there, my friends. You have the Martavius Bryants, the Santonio Holmes, the Antonio Browns, the current day, the George Pickens, so many, the Deontay Johnson, so many wide receivers that showed such a promising career in the city of Pittsburgh, and just everything starts to blow up. They get rid of them. These guys are basically out of the league. What is going on there? What is the issue? What is the problem? I would love to dive into that tonight and really try to answer that question. Try to get what your feelings are out there in the community and really try to figure this out, because I think this is something that is massive. It's an issue that is crazy to me, and I think it needs talked about a little bit more. DJ Thomas, what's up? Zach Curry, what's up? Miss P in the house. Danny George in the house. What is up, everybody? Good to see you guys early in the chat. Thank you for smashing that like button. Truly, truly appreciate that. Yeah, guys, this is bothering me, man, because I've been thinking about it over and over and over. The examples and how each situation looks eerily familiar, eerily the same. Every single time there seems to be a quality talent, or the Steelers perhaps evaluating something a little bit differently and not recognizing some of the issues early in the process. Is there an issue inside of the building? Is there an issue with the head coach particularly? Is there an issue with just the caliber of player that they're trying to go after? I don't know. I don't know what that answer is. But it's something that I think has been way pushed under the rug. Swept under the rug in a big way. So definitely it's something that is a problem. It's something that needs to be recognized. It's something that has to be talked about. Downtown John Broadway, we need to get Dr. Phil to talk to Art the Second. Tomlin, what's up? Yeah, man, good to see you downtown. What's up, Daniel Warman, Harper Moss, what's up? Yeah, Dr. Phil, maybe. I don't know if Dr. Phil could crack the shit that's going on inside of their heads, man. And again, you see trouble with wide receivers across the league. We've talked about that ad nauseum. We've talked about that over and over. But you know what? That does not compare to what the freak is going on inside of that building. How do you have so many excellent talents, so many players that are freakish athletes, that are absolutely stunning wide receivers, but yet they all turn out to be the exact same? Is that a Mike Tomlin issue? Does he not have enough discipline, enough, I don't know. It's really just bothering the shit out of me, man, because I just can't seem to put my finger on what is the issue. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, guys. I'm reading a text message my son's sending me from work, so it was getting me off point there a little bit. Let me get into the chat real quick just to catch up. Are they selfish, or were they problems with Russell Wilson? No, Daniel, I think it's a problem that's been plaguing the Steelers for a while, way back. Again, Santonio Holmes, Martavius Bryant. It's not even all the wide receivers. There's other players that have had issues, but the receiver one is really standing out to me because of the way that it's all tied together. It's all the same. It's the same story written over and over and over again. And when does Mike Tomlin have to start bearing the fucking blame for it? When does Mike Tomlin have to start bearing the brunt of the blame? I don't know. I don't know why this has been overlooked. You don't hear none of these talking heads talk about this shit. You don't ever hear it. You don't ever hear this being brought up. You don't. Everybody wants to, again, reinvent the wheel. They think they got all the fucking answers. Let's figure out the answer to this issue. Why in the hell is this going on each and every time? Every single time without deviation, without any difference. It makes it crazy to me. What's up? Hello. Good day. Hi from Russia. Appreciate you. Akel, greetings from Indonesia. Thank you, man. Greetings, man. Thank you. Yes, man. Ain't it crazy how we get people from all over the world? It's so crazy. Mark Malone, I was just watching the '84 AFC Championship. LOL. I didn't have a good game. It's tough, man, whenever the season dies out and you're searching for some of that shit. But man, some of the reoccurring problems on this football team, Mark, make you wonder, man. Just makes you just sit there and scratch your head and say to yourself, like, are we really putting all our time and energy into a football team that is so fucking stupid that they can't recognize blatantly what's in front of them? That the issue's right smack in their face? Like, that's where I think I'm at with this football team, man. I dump a lot of time into this football team, talking about it, reading about it, watching it, supporting it. Why? Why? I ask myself. I'm truly questioning that. Because my Lord, if you can't recognize some of these blatant problems that are smacking you right in the face, and you are not able to recognize them, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what the mission is here. And it makes me start to question the franchise. It makes me start to question the NFL. It makes me start to question, is this the fucking WWE? Is this WWE wrestling? Is this shit that staged or something? Is that what we're looking at? I mean, I don't know. It makes you fucking wonder how anybody's that dumb. And it's not just the Steelers. It's not just the Steelers. There are so many teams this shit goes on with. So many. And it makes you start to question. These people who are making billions upon billions and billions of dollars a year. These people that are working for these franchises that are getting paid millions and millions of dollars every single year. But yet are so damn dumb. Guys, I know people will say, oh, well, then why don't you do it? Well, I didn't get born with a golden spoon up my ass, so I didn't get that opportunity. I didn't choose that career path in life. But man, I'm not dumb enough not to recognize what's going on blatantly right in front of my face. What's up from the Persian Gulf, man? That's cool. We all know Tomlin lives in his fears. He blinks, just not on camera. Mark Malone, it wasn't just you. I watched that game. Yeah, it was a group effort, no doubt. I blame social media for some of it. I do blame the cycle of media, I believe. It's a constant media cycle now. It's a constant 24 hours a day, 7 days a week news period for each and every single team inside of the NFL. That could be to blame for some of it, but it could just be to blame for some of the behaviors. I don't think it's to blame for all the issues that you see a lot of teams deal with that yet never correct them, get paid buku bucks. Are you that lazy? Are you that dumb? Or I don't understand it. Guys, these are the questions that are burning in my head right now. I agree, Jason. There has to be a cancer in the locker room. Any one of them guys would be a star on any other team. We have a talented wide receiver, Jermaine Burton, who is a nutcase. Yeah, it does make you wonder what some of these guys think. And you can't fix everybody, and I understand that, and I get it. Like you're saying about in the Bengals locker room, you have a talented guy not able to get it together. We've seen that in Pittsburgh many times too. You've seen it across the league many, many times, all over the place. But man, that's a one-off. You know, those are here and there situations. How do you go with the football team right now with the Steelers that every generation of team that you've seen be built by one Michael fucking Tomlin have the same exact issue, the same exact problems, not problem, problems. And the biggest one Every one of his teams has a wide receiver that is coming off the fucking rails, that is coming unglued, that can't stay with the program, that can't get on board with the team. Why? What is the issue? What is the problem? I would love to know, guys. Do you have any ideas of what the problem is? Downtown, Mark Malone, you just didn't have luck with that team. That was in transition, but there aren't no doubt about how they have the talent. Philip Thomas, I'm a Philly fan, but much love to the Steelers. Thanks, Philip Thomas. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate to see you in the chat. All right, guys, we're about 10 minutes into the show. We're just getting started here on Mike Drop Sports. I apologize last night. I got out of basketball roughly about the right time, but my son had one of the other players, and we had to take them places and stuff like that. So I was doing stuff with the basketball kids, so didn't get to do the show. But definitely wanted to make up for it and have a show here definitely on a Saturday. So that's something I try to do. If I miss one, make sure that I do one on a weekend maybe that's a little extra. Because in the off season, I don't usually go 7 days a week. I do during the playoffs. I try to, but it is what it is. Also, I know a lot of you enjoyed the other night's stream. That was the last stream that I did. I am going to work on trying to get a couple of those guys to come over and chat with us here. So we'll see. I did put one email out already to Brian. We'll see if he's got time, and maybe he'll come over and chat with us too. We'll get Sean back on. We'll have that conversation too. So yeah, we'll try to fill the airwaves here. Again, I know it's a Saturday night. I know it's Saturday evening. I know it's the off season. I know the Super Bowl's next week. So yeah, that's why I thought this conversation here tonight would be rather fitting. Just to try to figure out, because I figured we'd have a solid group of just Steeler fans in here. So, not just Steeler fans, but a solid group of people that watch the show every single day and try to figure out what the hell is going on with this situation here. Mark Malone, he's talking to John. Nate Dizzle, go Ravens, poop emoji on the Steelers in these dumpster fire of a quarterback room. Sincerely, your friend from Baltimore, go Ravens, and LOL. Yeah, you seem to have a dumpster fire of a quarterback situation too, Nate Dizzle. You have a quarterback that can't win a big game, that you pay $52 million a year to. So, yeah, you seem to have a dumpster fire there too. Just being good in the regular season isn't enough for you. What's it do for you as a fan? Pisses you off, huh? What do you mean one more further than us? Hey, I root for a franchise that has 6 Lombardi trophies. I'm comfortable with that. You made it one more round. Great. You got your hopes up for yet another week and got your ass stomped like you normally do. You never make it to the big game. You never make it to the Lombardi trophy. You never are going to have a chance to win that trophy and do confetti angels out there in the middle of that field. That's just something you're never going to be able to do. And I respect the Ravens franchise, but I got to say this. A lot of Ravens fans have their head up their ass, and they are blinded, and they're just a little bit too much, man. With like your comment, like poop emoji on the this isn't, you don't have to be like that here. We're having good conversation. You can come in and just talk regular, but yeah, you're nowhere different than the Steelers, man. Just because you make it an extra game in the playoffs really doesn't do much for anybody. And to get to where you have gotten with Lamar Jackson and to be let down every time isn't impressive. What has he done? Look at it. He has a losing playoff record. Again, a $52 million a year guy. And Josh Allen has fallen suit in that too. He can't seem to beat Patrick Mahomes. So he's starting to fall into that category, if not already. So it's not just the Ravens with it. It's not just the Bills. There are several guys that are just mid-tier guys that aren't ever going to be those elite guys, that aren't ever going to reach that mountaintop. You have a guy in Philadelphia that supposedly isn't as good as the players that you're talking about, a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, but yet this is his second Super Bowl appearance. I'm just saying, I understand that Lamar and Josh play in a conference with probably the greatest talent in this generation and Patrick Mahomes. I understand that, but even Tom Brady, the greatest of all time to ever play the quarterback position, he fell off some years. The only person to beat Pat is Joe Burrow, in a big game. So until your guy can win a big game, man, you guys should really just start to really peel back on that talking shit. You just don't got the right to. Why? Because your guy just don't get it done. Your guy isn't that guy. Your guy isn't the one getting you to championships. You should just reel it back a little bit because you start to look ridiculous. You start to look stupid. You know what I mean? I don't go into anywhere. I don't go into any chat and talk shit and talk about how much better the Steelers are or anything like that. I do not. I don't do that. And I'm armed with ammo, man. I could talk about the Steelers all day long. I could throw all the shit out that I need to. I could make it seem like they're some great franchise, but right now they're a fucking dumpster fire. You know what? They are a dumpster fire. It's not just the quarterback room. It's a dumpster fire because you have a head coach that everybody in the world thinks is so great, but really in reality isn't. And these are the truths and these are the facts. And you have a football team that has a solid roster if you take it in totality. You have a solid roster in Baltimore if you take it in totality. You have a solid roster in Buffalo if you take it and look at it all together. Yes, good rosters, I think. Solid rosters. But yet, there's always one thing that trips these teams up. Well, in the Steelers' case, it's several because the head coach is such a dumbass. Maybe the head coach is a dumbass up in Buffalo, too. Maybe McDermott is a dumbass. Maybe he can't get it done. I've seen several things that he did inside of the AFC Championship game that didn't make sense. Maybe Harbaugh is a dumbass. I don't know. But you see that team in Philadelphia, boy, they don't mind changing head coaches even after they win a fucking Super Bowl. They don't mind changing head coaches because they understand the assignment. Messages get stale. Things need to progress. Things in the NFL change each and every single year, and they recognize that, and I got to applaud the Philadelphia Eagles for being man enough, for being big enough to understand and identify issues and move on. I really, really think that definitely they should be applauded. Just learning again, Mark Malone, I'm still pissed at you, LOL. Kanye, Ravens are actually bums. Morgan Leonard, Jesus loves you all and died for y'all. Well, thank you, Morgan. Yes, you're right. We will before the Steelers will. Buddy, you've had this. Guys, I got to take Nate Dizzle, I think is how he's trying to say his name. It's NTE Dizzle, whatever that may mean. I'm not trying to be an asshole to you, Dizzle. I'm not. But I gotta bring some sense into your brain here a little bit. When do most quarterbacks that are going to win championships, when do 99.9% of those guys win their championships? It's before they get paid that first big deal. That's the truth. You're not going to win a championship with Lamar Jackson. You have to become realists and really start to understand that. And if the Ravens had any sense, they'd be looking for a guy right now that can do more, that can win the big games, that can get you over that hump. Is Lamar fine for the majority of the time? Absolutely. He's a phenomenal athlete. He gets by on sheer athleticism 95% of the time. It ain't quarterback IQ. It isn't quarterback skill. He's a fucking monster athlete. Probably one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my entire life. But he's not that guy at the quarterback spot. That isn't him. That's not what he's going to be able to do. And that's the truth. And again, once you start paying these guys $50+ million a year, it becomes really, really, really difficult to round out your roster. It does. It's the facts. It's the truth. That's why I got to say this. The Steelers may have had a tumultuous 2024, 2023, 2022. I get that. I understand that. But you know what situation they might find themselves in? Is an opportunity to go out and get one of these big name quarterbacks in 2026, sign a cheap guy, hopefully cheaper guy like Justin Fields. Maybe he comes back. That gives you that bridge quarterback to remain somewhat competitive. Prepare yourself, gain the resources that are needed to go up and make a monster splash move for a real quarterback in 2026. I think that is the opportunity that I think the Steelers find themselves in that's a little bit better than a lot of their counterparts inside of the division. You have the Bengals, you have the Ravens. The Browns, they're irrelevant to me. They're always going to suck. They never make the right decisions. I don't care what they do. They've had so many quality picks. They've been able to, or should have made quality picks. They have the draft capital to do it. They've had the resources to do it, and yet have stumbled. I don't even really count them. I think they're just garbage. I think the franchise is garbage. I think the ownership is garbage. And I feel bad for Browns fans because they're pretty damn loyal, and they don't deserve the shit they get from that franchise. But again, you look at what has happened to the Bengals and the Ravens already. They're with guys that are into their second contracts, guys that they're already paying a bunch of money to, and they're already starting to cut dead weight. Well, not dead weight, but they have to cut players that are significant to get rid of them and move on to free up some of the space that they have to free up. Look at the Bengals. Say they go out and pay T. Higgins, a guy that's going to demand probably $30 million per season this year in free agency. Say they go out and do that. They have to pay Jamar Chase slightly, probably more than Justin Jefferson. Now you look at that and you have Burrow's contract, you have Higgins, you have Chase. You wouldn't be able to do shit. You would have everything wrapped up into 3 players and you would look like the Miami fucking Dolphins. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Does it make sense, guys? No, it doesn't. And that's the real issue. Robert Road in the house. We will before y'all. Lamar, well said. Robert Rowe. If character is supposed to matter so much for the Steelers, why do they draft so many head cases? It worked out with AB being that he was taken in round 6, but Pickens and Deontay Johnson were not. Absolutely, Robert, and I agree. I think the evaluation process isn't what it needs to be. I think that there's a real issue, but I think the real issue stems from the head coach. And I think that is the recurring theme this offseason, that every issue that you really identify finds its way back to Mike Tomlin. And it's not like, oh, yeah, he's in charge of everything. Everything ends up being his fault. No, it's directly, like really correlated, I feel like, with Mike Tomlin. Because when your star wide receiver is late to the biggest game of the regular season that you're going to playing the Super Bowl champs, the team that has an outstanding record, number 1 seed at that time inside of the AFC conference, they're coming to your own place. They're coming to Acrisure Stadium, and that guy, your number 1 target, is late. Then your number 1 target after going through a tumultuous injury period, knowing that he needed to be out on that field several hours before the field, getting that hamstring loose, getting out there, getting timing worked out with his quarterback that he hadn't played with in a few weeks, knowing the magnitude of that football game and it being swept under the fucking rug? Does that make sense to any of you? It doesn't make sense to me. Put it in that context that I just put it in, and run that through your head and tell me how much sense that makes. You had a guy last year in Deontay Johnson. Yeah, he got traded. But they put up with it for a long time. He does the same things as Georgia's doing now. Plays half-assed, takes plays off. You can't have leaders at position groups doing those things. It does not work, guys. It does not work. And it's right. Robert's right. Character doesn't matter, it seems like, to the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore because they keep getting these guys, and it's not just a 1-off. It's not just a 2-off. It's not a 3-off. It's many. It's basically every team that he has built since the Bill Cowher era. Basically. Santonio Holmes was kind of a rollover, so we won't count that fully on Mike Tomlin, but when did Santonio really come off the fucking rails? Who was head coach? Just saying. He didn't come off the rails a little. Just saying. I think Cowher had tone. I want to say he did. It would have been brief, though. Lamar is a true Hall of Famer. Tomlin has proven he needs only 5 more years to figure this team out. That's from Too Evil to Hope. What's up, my friend? Yeah, guys, honestly, I mean, Mike Tomlin's just not had a good enough chance to make it. 18 years isn't enough time to build a franchise up, isn't enough time to reignite a franchise and get them back onto the right path. 18 years isn't enough time to get this defense sorted out. 18 years isn't enough time to get this offense sorted out. I really truly believe that the Steelers should just extend a lifetime contract to Mike Tomlin and just say, hey, buddy, I know it takes 50, 60 years to build a franchise, to build a team up. So we're going to give you that opportunity, Mikey. Here it is, buddy. Go for it. You're not going to be fired, and you're a laughing stock. Everybody knows that you can't be fired by the Rooneys as head coach. Everybody knows it. Everybody in the league knows it. Mike knows it. He probably tells his buddies to come to the team and work because they ain't going to get fucking fired. They ain't going to get fired. All right, guys, we need you guys to light the shit up with that like button. It's absolutely fucking free, my friends. Double tap that screen. I know there is more than 18 regular people in here that are here each and every day. So double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into that YouTube algorithm. I truly appreciate it. It's easy. Share the show. It's free. Like the show. It's free. So make sure you do that for us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you again. All week long, we had great super chats. We had some gifted, the rubies, I believe, is what they're called. They haven't showed up on my account yet. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they are. But thank you. I appreciate them. I know that. I know they are something of monetary value. I just don't know what they are yet, so I'm learning that. But I've been monetized for so long and never got rubies. I've always got super chats. I've never got the rubies. So, but we've been monetized for quite some time now, and it's crazy to never get those before. But you know what? I didn't have them turned on my chat until about probably 3 weeks ago. I didn't know I had to turn them on, and I didn't know what they were doing, and I was just going through and making sure all my settings were right. And I had that pop up there, and it said turn them on. I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't know I had to turn it on. But thank you guys again. Double tap that screen again. It's free, guys. Make sure you're doing that. I bust my ass for you. Hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. It doesn't take any effort. It's just really simple to do. Downtown John Broadway. Jason, did you hear about the Ben Roethlisberger Construction Company future home of the Browns Stadium? LOL, great prank. Look it up, freaking clowns. I will. That brings me up when you said look it up. Guys, if you are trying to contact the Facebook page, if you try to message me right now on Facebook, it is going to be probably a little bit. I put in a ticket, like a trouble ticket, trying to get help. I'm not able to open my messages on there. I'm going to try to work it out. I'm going to probably delete the app and then re-download it and try to log back in and all that, and hopefully that'll fix it. But if you message the page, I will get back to you. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I can see that I have messages. There's like 10 in there, which is crazy because I don't got some. That page barely has any followers on it. It's kind of crazy how I have like 10 messages. But anyway, I will get back to you on there. In the meantime, you can go over and like us on X. We're trying to build both of those accounts up, the Facebook and on X. And then also, once we hit that 5,000 subscriber mark, which we only need about 697 or something like that. And then we'll hit that 5,000 mark, and then we're going to get into different streaming platforms so I can stream to multiple platforms, X, Facebook, Twitch, all that shit. I'm going to do all that stuff. The other night on Steelers Almighty, he used one that I kind of liked. I liked the setup. I liked the way they were doing it. I liked the features that they had. So I think I'm going to do that. Also, if anybody out there is or knows of a guy that would like to be hired to produce shows, I am going to start looking into that, and I want to bring on a producer to the show here, and I think that will take us to that next level. So I'm looking for a producer for the show. So if anybody knows of anybody that's really good, or you are one yourself, message us or email us at mikedropsports@yahoo.com. I truly appreciate that. Also, just taking care of a little business here, guys. We'll get back to the chat. 10,000 subscriber mark. Once we hit that, you will have the opportunity to win this TJ Watt jersey. It's signed. It's been in this bag since the day it was signed. So it's not been hitting air or anything like that. But you will have a chance to win an authentic TJ Watt signed jersey. But all you have to do to enter that is to become a Mike Drop Mafia member. That's 99 cents a month. Always will be 99 cents a month. That will never change. There will never be tiers to it. None of that. It'll just be 99 cents a month. That'll get you into our drawings and all that shit. We did do drawings before, and we'll get back to that, but we need to start hitting certain plateaus in success, and we're well on our way to do that. So let's get back into the chat. Just learning again. Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. No, he's not. And I say this why, just learning again, is because he doesn't have a Super Bowl. You can't be the best in the league if you don't have a Super Bowl. We have a guy, though, right? Good fun, that's all. No, Dizzle, I appreciate you, man. I'm not trying to ever dog anybody here. I don't do that to anybody unless you're a real asshole. Then I would. But I don't do that to anybody. You don't have a guy. You have a regular season guy, but you don't have a guy that's going to get you anywhere. And what does it matter? What are we doing this for? What are we rooting for these teams for? We're only rooting for them for one reason, and that's to win a Lombardi trophy. And when you know when you're a realist and you really look at things and you can look at the way things are happening and everything, how it's transpiring, yeah, I can see numbers and statistics, but that's not the only thing that wins football games. Yeah, when you can see it from an outsider's perspective and you can see the real things that are going on, you know that they need to make a move. And yet there are some fans that will go to the death, man, and talk a bunch of shit. And it's like, you just don't got that room to talk it. Your guy got to win something first before you can talk that shit, before you can be that guy that talks shit in these chats. You got to have somebody that you're supporting that actually can get it done. I'm just saying, that's just the way it is. Robert Tamburo, hashtag trade Tomlin, multiple first-round picks. I don't think anyone is that stupid. I know there's a lot of Tomlin hoopla. I never would believe anybody in their right mind would give up multiple first-round picks for Mike Tomlin to become their next head coach. And if they are that stupid, God bless them. That's why they'll be in perpetual hell. And if you're a head coach, how bad would you feel about going to a franchise that literally gave up multiple first-round picks for you to come there? They basically gave away any type of chance that you're going to have of success because you can't get it all done through free agency, guys. You just cannot. And the only way to recoup that is to have some really bad years, to take any piece that you have on that football team of value, trade it off, and get as much for it as you can, and massively rebuild that thing from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top. That's the only way to do it, and that takes a long time. And let's face the facts, guys. Besides the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Chiefs, there aren't many teams that allow their head coach to sit there and have a lot of time to get things done. There just aren't. There just aren't. You're going to get 3 or 4 years at best. At best. And if you haven't produced some winning football and you haven't sniffed a Lombardi trophy yet, you're probably gone. Those teams, those owners, they're very, very impatient, and they're not going to hold on. They're not going to sit there. If Mike Tomlin coaches this way anywhere else in this football league, anywhere else in the NFL, well, besides maybe a couple teams, he is fucking fired. And he wouldn't have made it to 18 years. He wouldn't even have made it to 15. Let's be honest. He'd have been at best 10 years. At best anywhere else. That's the truth. That's the reality. Oh, let's keep going. Philly will have a new coach in 5 years. That's not good stability. But they're in Super Bowls, and they've been ultra competitive, and they've had a massive roster, and they've had Andy Reid, who went to how many NFC Championship games? They had Chip Kelly. They had Doug Peterson. He won a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni now, who's been in now his second Super Bowl come next Sunday. Yet they continue to change coaches, but yet they continue to be good. I don't doubt their stability. I don't doubt it. I would trade what they're doing for what the Pittsburgh Steelers have done over the last 18 years with Michael fucking Tomlin. I would. That's the truth. Let's be honest. All right, guys, I need you to beat that like button up. Come on, my friends. Let's get that like button up. I need 9 more of you to get to that 30 mark. And we're always trying to chase 100 likes here on the stream. As always, we hit it sometimes, so let's try to get that tonight. It's free. It's easy. It's cheap. Let's get going with it. Truly appreciate it. Jason from downtown John Broadway. I'd really dig a couple of beers and a steak, talking both Pittsburgh Steelers history and, yeah, Jerry Springer issues. Hey, downtown, next time, yeah, I don't know where you live downtown, but maybe if I'm ever in your area, maybe we'll do that, my friend. Too Evil, Too Hope, he says the Ravens have a top 3 quarterback. When Too Evil, Too Hope's putting those comments in, you know that that's not true because he is just trying to amp you up. Mark Malone, it actually means taint drizzle. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Mark. Daniel Warman, maybe Tomlin is too much of a player's coach, being soft on players and coaches. Yeah, and then you hear some of these media people say, oh, he's a real disciplinarian. I don't see that translate. I don't see that. I mean, if that's what he's doing in that building, they must be like some of these kids that just, yeah, they'll listen to you while you're talking to them, but they're going to turn their fucking back and do exactly what the fuck you said not to do. That's just the way it is, man. Choppy, do not spam the chat. I've seen you like 10 times put the same thing, man. That's crazy. You're in timeout for a minute, Choppy. Don't spam the chat, man. I only put you in timeout for 1 minute. So make sure you do that. Or not do that. Just learning again is suggesting stability is more important than championships, which is absurd BS. Robert, Chiefs are going to win and no championship for Philly. Tomlin is a perfect coach from Too Evil to Hope. Just learning again, we just need a quarterback and we win a championship. You're wrong there. Just learning again. I understand how some fans are, and I get it. And a lot of people don't have a lot of time to pour into this day in and day out. But that's what I'm here for, and that's what other people are out there for. Go listen to people. Go hear what they have to say. The Steelers are far from a quarterback away from being a championship football team. Again, you had the highest paid defense in the league, and they have so many holes. It's like Swiss fucking cheese. You have an offense that really, really got big things they got to fix this offseason, and schematics is at the core of that. And the head coach got to take in that micromanaged thumb off the top of things. And guys, let's face it. We knew this. I said it on the channel 1,000 times. The defense is Mike Tomlin's. The defense isn't Terrell Austin's doing. It's not. The defense is Mike Tomlin's. Guys, it's the truth. You heard it the other night on the stream from a guy that's a beat writer that's in the fucking building. I'm not telling you any lies. I don't report something out here that I haven't 1,000% known to be true. I ain't going to just throw it out there for no reason. You've heard other people that are connected with the football team tell you the same thing I'm telling you. This is truth. I've been saying this forever. Forever. Nobody has really had a defense in the city of Pittsburgh after Dick LeBeau other than Mike Tomlin. That's truth, guys. Mike literally has controlled that defense since Dick LeBeau left, and he still had a lot of input when Dick LeBeau was there, causing a little bit of distension between the two. Just telling you. Reese, what do you think about James Pierce Jr.? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just into my draft process and all that shit right now, so I'm not ready to start talking about all that yet. King B. Ganja King B. Unfortunately, nothing will change. 9-8 next season. Buckle up, Steeler Nation. Yeah, nothing's changing. The Rooney's told you that. Or Rooney told you nothing's going to change. And by the end of your press conference from one Michael Tomlin, that should tell you all you need to know. Nothing's going to change. Let's keep going. Black and gold, I say it's the coaches on this team not holding these wide receivers accountable for their actions until it's too late. Idle hands is the devil's playground. Keep these players active in their strengths. I'm saying don't hire an electrician to be a bricklayer. Amen, man. I really like the coach that's in there now in the wide receiver room. I think it stems from the head coach. I'm sorry, guys. The head coach and the players know that they aren't going to have to be accountable to Mike. And that's just the truth. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Andrew says, go Baltimore. Robert Road. Holmes was a rookie in Cowers last year. Yeah, thank you, Robert. I didn't know if that was how long he was there. I thought it was just really brief, but I just didn't remember exactly how long. Andrew, Mike Tomlin is Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, Wiz Khalifa said that Mike Tomlin was the best stoner guy he knew in the league. I don't know if it's true or not, though. This has been Tomlin approved offense since Haley left. Agreed, Mark. Black and gold. Tomlin had the opportunity to bring back Kevin Green, Hines Ward, Mike Vrabel, Byron Leftwich, and he's never brought them back because they would instill the real standard back to Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's taking that away, guys. There is no standard. When they preach that show and they put it out to you, the standard is the standard, or the standard, whatever it's called, it's fucking stupid. And to continually say the standard is the standard makes Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers look like complete fucking dumbasses. Period. It does. Because if your standard is mediocrity, your standard is allowing wide receiver after wide receiver after wide receiver come into your building and be disruptive, if your standard is paying the defense more than any other defense in the entire NFL and look like Swiss cheese, if your standard is having the best defensive player on the planet and rushing 3 to 4 guys and not having any scheme to think of to get that guy freed up, if your standard is to not have a plan to replace a Hall of Fame quarterback in any way, shape, or form and continue to try to band-aid it, if those are your standards, how ashamed should you be? How sad is that? Just saying. Tomlin doesn't hire coaches that could take his job. Tomlin doesn't hire anybody that's going to challenge him inside of that building. And any good leader, and this is the truth, and I'm not saying this, Jason says he knows everything, because I don't. I'm telling you, though, any good leader does what, guys? They allow everyone around them to make them look good. They let them do their job. They bring in people that are smarter than them. They surround themselves with people of ultra intelligence and ultra will and fight and high character. And that in turn makes them look like a god, like they know everything, but yet are doing fucking nothing. That's the philosophy, guys. That's the way to get it done. DJ Thomas, 2 years, $21 million with incentives to make $23 million for Justin Fields, $15 million guaranteed. He gets quarterback 1 spot, gets a good quarterback 2, vet guy. Take a late quarterback in the draft. Next draft, get a quarterback of the future. That's the plan I like, DJ. I think that would work perfectly if you could get that done. I don't know if you could get it done for 2 years, $21 million. That might be a little bit too light. But I would love that to happen, DJ. I could be right on board with that, my friend. Exactly, and I feel he won't take the opportunity to bring back Randall L. next season. He won't. Great comment, DJ. John Broadway, a couple are from me, Jason. I also put pictures on your Facebook page, too. Oh, okay, man. I'll definitely look, dude. I'll definitely look. Thank you, John. I'll try to check that all out. Again, man, I was having some issues with it. I'm sorry. Apologize to all of you guys. Mark Malone, he's talking to DJ. Black and Gold, we have Kyle as quarterback 2, Fields at quarterback 1, and we just signed a dude from Miami. No. Kyle isn't signed. Justin isn't signed. Russ isn't signed. The only quarterback on the Steelers roster is the dude from Miami, Skylar Thompson. That is it. Nobody else is signed. They have no other quarterback on that roster right now. So we don't. But that could be something that I would be okay with if that were to transpire black and gold. I would be okay with Justin as the 1, Kyle as the 2, and Skylar Thompson as the 3. I'd be good for that because I think 2026 is the year you go get it. I think 2026 is the year you make that splash move. And again, though, guys, what the thumbnail says tonight, if you can't start controlling some of these fucking weirdo head cases in the wide receiver room, if Mike Tomlin continually does that and wastes yet another opportunity with a wide receiver and they go off the rails like George Pickens is showing you that he's going to, I mean, it's pretty blatant that he's going to. It's not really anything hard to figure out or predict. Until those things start to be figured out, there's no hope for the Steelers no matter who you have at quarterback, guys. I hate to say that, and I'm a fan of this football team, but I'm just being honest with you. They're not going to win championships. They're not going to win Super Bowls ever, ever, ever until Mike Tomlin's gone. And if he does, by some weird chance, back his ass up into one and finally win one with a team that he built that has his fingerprints on it, I would be shocked. I mean, so shocked. I would probably pass out. That's how shocked I'd be because I just don't think he can get it done. Mason, who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because I think Saquon Barkley is going to have a game that is absolutely a game produced by a running back that is of monumental all-time greatness at the running back position for Saquon Barkley. I think he is going to dominate the Super Bowl. I think he is going to take it over, and it is going to be the Saquon Barkley show, my friends. I think he is going to absolutely fucking devastate everybody in that building. I think he will be the guy. Got a super chat coming in from A.K. Davis. Thank you, A.K. Truly appreciate the super chat. Good players have covered up deficiencies of subpar coaching. Ben covered up a lot because of his skill at quarterback. Absolutely, A.K. Absolutely. And there was a team in place, A.K. There was a team in place that should have won a Super Bowl. But yet the schematics were bad. Yet the fucking coaching wasn't the greatest. It just was what it was. The injuries happened, I agree. Le'Veon Bell getting injured wasn't good. Antonio Brown being injured wasn't good. I get all those things, but man, they should have won a Super Bowl, and it shouldn't have just been a one-year open window there that they had a chance to do it. They should have won a Super Bowl, maybe a couple with that team because, my Lord, they were good. But guess what? Coaching deficiencies. Again, thank you, AK, for that super chat, brother. I truly, truly appreciate that. AK, one of our longtime listeners here at the channel. He's been here for a very, very long time. So we appreciate AK very, very much so. And again, thank you so very much, AK. Camilla at Diddy Parties, no spam. Black and Gold UC, he just letting people slip through his hands. Chiefs are the best. S. John Broadway, Burrow has the Bengals QB jinx. I could agree. Steelers are balls. Kids, man. Kids. Bills better. Hey, there it is, guys. Hey, we finally got another one. Bills better. Chiefs better. Oh, my Lord. I got to get a drink. I need you to beat the shit out of that like button, though, guys. We need 8 more of you to get up to 40 likes here on the live stream. We are always chasing 100 likes. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the conversation here at Mike Drop Sports. It's easy. It's loose. It's carefree type conversation. It's not like some of the other places you go that you got to, it's not like some of the other places. So come here and have a nice, relaxed time. We try to answer all of your questions and comments and concerns. We usually don't get through them all, but I don't go in any particular order. I don't try to like pick and choose unless it's a super chat. Super chats always come up first, but I definitely go right down the screen how they're put in, and whatever I get to, I get to. But I don't like pick and choose and jump around. I give everybody the opportunity equally to get onto the live stream and have their voice heard. Any mods in here? No, I don't think any mods are in here. Guys, I had to let one mod go and block them from the channel, and I'll address that now. Sometimes people were a little too young to have that type of responsibility. I tried to give somebody a chance. But I don't want people in here arguing that are moderators. Moderators shouldn't be doing that. Moderators, the ones that we have for the most part, except for that one where don't do that. They don't argue back and forth with our loyal listeners, our loyal viewers. So I had to let one go. So you might see a little bit of a flux there, but I'll definitely get another moderator put on. But that's Sean's decision, not mine. Sean is the managing moderator of the page. So Sean will definitely figure out who to add as another moderator, and he'll get that done, and he'll talk to you guys about that. No trade clause. Yeah, you don't have a trade. Yeah, you can't trade him. I get that, no doubt. Tank Drizzle isn't the best. It is a great nickname. Tank Drizzle. Downtown. Do you like that one? I like that one too. I thought of you, Downtown. I know you always come up with eccentric names. That's why I said Tank Drizzle. Downtown always comes up with good Pittsburghese. Sleeping Lady, I think of all the great quarterbacks we had chances to pick in just the last 7 years, Steelers need to pick a quarterback every draft until we find our future. Enough with the free agency, our free agents. It's not our way. Absolutely, Sleeping Lady. Yeah, I'm down. Quarterback got to be somebody you get in the building. It's got to be a guy that you keep in the building until they retire. One hat guys, man. That's the type of quarterback that you got to get, and you find them in the draft. You find those quarterbacks very, very earlier in their career. Because again, guys, when do you win Super Bowls with these guys? It's usually in their first 5 years. Usually. 99% of the time. Good to see you, Sleeping Lady. Kamala, did he parties? Choppy is an immature kid who cries when he doesn't get attention. Yeah, I did delete him, though, Kamala. I hate to say that name, Kamala. Just learning again, can't draft a quarterback at 20-plus draft position. No, but you can't, dude. There are going to be some mid-round quarterbacks that might not be so bad, just learning again. And what did I say you need to do? I'm not sure if you ever listened to the show. I'm not sure. I think I've seen you before, though. You got to prepare now. 2024, 2025, these are the build-up to the 2026 draft. That's your opportunity. And it's not just because it's in Pittsburgh. It just so happened to work out that way. But the Steelers have a golden opportunity in front of them to stockpile as much resources as they can to get a big splash move in 2026 in a draft where I think there will be way more quarterbacks to pick and choose from that will be high value. This draft just isn't it. You don't waste those resources in this draft. Who are you going to go up and get? You could get a quality guy, an average guy in a mid-round in this draft at quarterback. I think that Ohio State quarterback will be available in the mid-rounds, second, third round, fourth round. I think you could get him. Black and gold, I hear you. We still need an aggressive OC. That old Sega Madden run, pass ain't working these days. Everybody expects the first and Najee toss play. Yeah, it's sad, man, when a common fan can sit on their couch and know exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do every single play. It's utterly laughable. And guys like Tom Brady, guys like Julian Edelman, guys like that laugh frequently in public on podcasts at the Steelers and Mike Tomlin for their predictability. Just saying. There's a lot of backhanded comments that come out of their mouth about how predictable those guys are in the city of Pittsburgh under Mike Tomlin. All right, guys, I need you to double tap that screen. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm. Appreciate you for joining us here on a Saturday. Again, I apologize for last night. Just didn't have enough time. But we are back tonight. That's why I wanted to stream tonight. Don't forget, next week is the Super Bowl. So we will be going live on Sunday. We will be going live Saturday and live every day of the week. I have put an email out. Hopefully I can get a guest on that you guys enjoyed having a conversation with the other day. So hopefully I can get a guest on. Actually, I got 2 emails out. I actually emailed Paul Zeiss. If you're listening, Paul Zeiss, I emailed you back twice. So maybe shoot me back an email. I'd like to get Paul Zeiss on here. I've emailed him. He did email me back once and said that he would like to come on, or that he would. But I'm just trying to figure out and get a hold of him and see if he can come on, because I think that would be a really enjoyable conversation with a guy that's wholeheartedly truthful, one of the truest sports guys in the media. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tyrone. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I'm going to try to get Brian to come on here and have a conversation with us here. Again, guys, it takes me personally a couple times of doing content with somebody to get comfortable. It's just the way I am. It's hard for me to just be comfortable and speak my mind as much as I want, like the first time I have a conversation with somebody. So yeah, if we can get some people to come on here and there and be a little bit consistent with it, the conversations will get better and better and better, and more and more and more animated and truthful, and become very, very good. So that's our goal for this summer. That's our goal up until next season and through next season, is to find some steady components that are willing to come through and stop by and have some conversations. I'm not saying it has to be every week, but once every month or two, come on and be very present inside of the channel, and I would be happy to return the favor for them and provide them with some content too, because it is hard during the off season to fill every single day. Sometimes you need help from other creators to fill some little spaces, but definitely I hope to build that throughout this off season and build some of those relationships. I haven't done that. I've built this kind of on my own. Sean has been the only one to really help me. I did have Mark from Steelers Nation Australia on once. He came on once. I went on to his show once. I had Merrill Hodge on. But that's about it. Yeah, I've tried to help a couple other creators that were starting out and then they vanished. I don't know whatever happened to them. They would come on, but Steeler Wade show used to come on. He came on once. I don't know what happened to him. He stopped doing content. But if you're out there, Steeler Wade, what's up, my friend? But yeah, that's about it, man. We've really not done much. Again, Sean, come on. Oh, Nick, come on a little bit, but that was about it. But Nick had other things he needed to do. So we kind of separated with that relationship for podcast, and maybe one day we'll be able to bring Nick back. There's no wheel or nothing there. But yeah, things just take a different turn. So maybe we'll be able to do that. But hey, man, we're about an hour in, guys. That's all I stream is about an hour. So I'm not like these other guys. I can't do marathon streams for 2 hours. I can't do it. It makes me crazy. But anyway, thank you for getting us up to 40 likes. I know when you take one day off from live streaming, man, it's like YouTube doesn't send you out into the algorithm as much as it did the day before. So it was a little bit easier show here tonight. But thank you again for the super chat from 8K. Thank you again for everybody that hit that like button. Again, love it, man. Truly appreciate it. Tomorrow I will go live. We will have a show tomorrow. I do have a youth basketball game at 5. So we'll probably do a show about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on Sunday. And we'll make that maybe our Super Bowl week preview. I think that's what we'll do tomorrow night, a Super Bowl week preview. We'll dive into the matchup of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles this year in the Super Bowl down in New Orleans, and really start to break loose on that. And again, hopefully we'll have a couple guests next week to fill up some content and have some good conversations for you guys. But I want you guys to think about what I put in this show tonight about these wide receivers and what the issue is and why it is a reoccurring theme, because I want to continue to have this conversation a little bit until we can kind of figure out what the hell's going on in the city of Pittsburgh and how does Mike Tomlin fuck this up every single time. Because I could see one or two times just being, it is what it is. That happens with certain guys. But when it's a pattern over and over and over and over, there's an issue. And there's an issue with Mike Tomlin. And there's an issue that the Rooneys won't recognize. There's an issue that is going to hold this franchise back until Mike Tomlin is on the outside looking in. That's just the way it's going to be. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, guys, again, we're going to start diving into draft stuff this week, probably. But, again, it's Super Bowl week, so I want to do that. I still want to have some more conversations, again, about this 2024 team that we just got done watching. I still want to do that, and then I think maybe after the Super Bowl, I think that might be the real time to immerse ourselves into all draft stuff, free agency stuff, and really, really, really start to hammer that and start to look at possibilities there. But again, guys, I'm very fearful. And it's not fearful. I'm just expecting another shitty season, another average season, another Mike Tomlin season. And it's another, no matter what you do, no matter what this roster looks like, I think nothing ever changes under this head coach. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for our Super Bowl preview. Kickoff Super Bowl week. We'll do that for sure. So, again, hopefully we'll have our guests and have a really fun week. So, until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Steel City Live and only here on Mike Drop Sports. So, until tomorrow, peace, my friends. See you.